So here's an interesting idea that I've been exploring, or my mind has been exploring. Now, trying to understand what happened before the Big Bang. The story before the Big Bang and the story after the Big Bang is what we know, I think. We have inflationary theories and all of that as a way to explain what the universe is, but the story is always at the Big Bang, not the extension before the Big Bang. And to understand, okay, the Big Bang happened, then large masses started to get created, objects started to get created, and how all of this happened. So, to address some of these questions, I've been exploring various ideas, and sometimes you're trying to find answers to one question and you get answers from the other question that you're exploring. So, anyways, now let's fast forward and let's see the future, because we have the ability at least to see what will happen in the future. Now, we know from the data that we've seen that the universe is rapidly expanding, and it's expanding faster and faster. So the way things are is the galaxies, the stars will keep going further and further and further and further apart. So there'll come a time where the night sky will get darker and darker and darker, and we won't be able to see the universe as we are able to see them today. When I say them, I'm talking about the stars. So imagine looking up in the sky or at the sky and seeing absolutely nothing, just darkness. And that's where the universe is going. While we look up, we'll see darkness, so we'll see that this is it. There is nothing else to it. It's just dark. But we'll be missing the bigger picture. The bigger picture means that there is a lot of other things, a bigger, much bigger universe outside of this darkness. So we have to sort of understand the universe now, because later, as the universe expands further and further and further, we won't be able to make observations as we can today. So we are more or less in that sweet spot. So if the universe carries on expanding endlessly, eventually things will fall apart. The temperatures will cool, it will get darker. Because of the cooling of the universe, you will have black holes evaporating and objects, masses disappearing. And at the end, what will be left is radiation, nothing else, just radiation. Now, this is important because we can imagine in the universe, the end of the universe, as nothing but radiation, nothing in photons flying around, eternity, nothing, just eternity. And that eternity would be radiations, photons, nothing else. Now imagine that this is how the universe starts also, because if that's how it ends, then how does it start? Now, this state of the universe of permanent radiation, where it's permanent nothing, will not exist permanently, because it goes against all the physics that we know also. So somehow the universe will find a way to come back to life, and then there is an explosion which will kickstart a new beginning. And then the idea that I have in mind, and there are science behind it for other people, and I'm not getting into that yet, but imagine, and part of it could be considered a bit unscientific, but this is all imagination, what I'm trying to say, and I need to understand this myself. Is, so you have radiation. Radiation is what? Energy. And when the state of the energy starts to change, there is a lot of inequilibrium in this status of what the universe will be, and I'm talking about the end. So somehow there will be an explosion. Now, when there is explosion, there will be heat, obviously, right? And that's when the energies will start to vibrate. There will be different frequencies, different level, and my imaginary idea, which is that, look, at the core and the core at the core of everything that we see, there is something, frequency, vibration, if you strip apart everything. So the different vibration coupled with energy and all of that, they kind of lead to the creation of objects that we are able to see. And this is how the core objects get created. And this is how also life gets created, in a way that you have, specific sort of vibration power, coupled with energy, that sort of creates objects, and also creates the underlying ingredients that life is, for example. It's something that I would like to study deeper. I would like to understand this. But when you understand things a bit more, things do start to get a bit boring, but also at the same time interesting. So I thought I'll record this, share it with friends, and see what they think of the idea. And criticism is very welcome. Taking the idea further is also will also be appreciated. So yeah, we'll appreciate the feedback from people, both from people in the science, people who are not from the science. The idea is to get people talking, and even if it is crazy idea, let's see if there is something worth talking about and if it is worth exploring. Thank you.